Timeless. Chapter 7. Step by Step. Celestia was all smiles as she surveyed her sister, the elder alicorn staring at a half-empty teacup.
I hardly set the issue.
The Sun Princess mused.
It is not appropriate.
Luna mumbled half-heartedly, prompting an amused huff from Celestia.
Shining Armor is the captain of the Crystal Guard, a co-ruler of the nation, and married to a princess. While a bit of a more drastic example, I don't think that's the main reason for your discomforts. Am I wrong?
The grumble that sounded over a teacup was Celestia's answer, the alabaster alicorn not able to suppress a laugh.
I'll take a well-educated guess. Does it have to do with return feelings? Because that is an easy thing to settle.
Seeing a pouty glare sent her way, Celestia continued with a grin.
Weren't you the one telling me how frustrating some nightmares could be? How if some ponies just communicated, so much drama and heartache could be avoided? I think that was you.
A louder grumble reached the Solar Princess's ears, prompting a smug titter.
Surely I could be wrong. I recall some pony complaining to me on seeing two ponies nearly break up because they didn't talk about something at one of those late-night discos that you visit now and again. Okay, Tia, we get it.
Luna pouted, setting down her empty teacup.
We are new to this. I was so busy before the Nightmare Moon incident that I didn't really have time to consider these things. And now, things have changed so much. Every time I think I've figured out a social norm, I find something else that is odd.
Celestia chuckled, levitating the tea items away with a sigh.
Well, welcome to the social circle nowadays. I think it's weird for every pony, but back to the point. Remember that shifting is still coming to terms with everything too. I think that'd be a place to start because you both might be nervous about this for multiple reasons.
Luna let out a tired breath, nodding slowly.
And thus we see why I'm glad to have you as the older sister. Thank you, Sully.
A brief hug enveloped the younger alicorn, Celestia smiling to her sister.
Anytime, dear sister. I'm quite happy for you and wish you nothing but the best. You do know I'll have to play the protective sister part if things do start to work out though, right?
Luna returned the hug, stifling a yawn as she glared at her sister playfully.
Oh, thou better not barbecue my first genuine interest in 1,000 years.
The innocent look Celestia tossed her sister sent both into giggles, the rollers bidding each other good day and night as they sent their respective celestial bodies on their way. Luna settled down in her room, final thoughts spinning around in her mind.
How in the world should we go about this?
Luna awoke with a yawn, a few minutes before her alarm as always. The routine was completed, greeting her tired sister, grabbing a bite to eat, and then meandering towards the throne room. What she wasn't expecting was for Dancing to wave over to her, the mare seeming to have a sly grin on her features.
Princess, message for you!
She called, and Luna noticed that Dancing's companion was oddly absent.
Oh, that, I sent him to run an errand, but Sergeant Sands wanted to know if you were interested in sparring at your earliest convenience.
Luna blinked, only then realizing a smile had immediately spread across her features, as well as Dancing's.
Thank you, Dancing. Permission to speak freely, Princess? Mare to mare?
Dancing asked, prompting Luna to snort.
Dancing, thou hast been one of my most loyal guards for years, and I am glad to call you a friend as well. Of course. Well, as a friend then, may I ask if this is just sparring? I do have to evaluate any security risks to you.
The Thestral teased, prompting Luna's face to light up in a blush.
What? What else would it be? A date? No, nothing like that yet. Why would you ask such a thing?
The alicorn stammered far too quickly. However, the smug grin on her guard's face was enough to send Luna into an immediate pout.
Oh, like that yet?
Dancing grinned, her wings shuffling along her back.
I don't mean to pry, Princess, but I thought it best to ask. I've seen a few mares glancing his way at times.
A soft snort then left Dancing's muzzle, the mare then not able to resist a cackle.
Oh dear Princess, your eyes! You've got it bad, huh?
Luna blinked, only then realizing her eyes had narrowed and her wings slightly flared at the mentioning of other interested mares.
You have caught us at an unguarded time,
she mumbled, prompting her friend to smile.
Well, we like seeing you unguarded. Well, personality-wise at least, it makes you seem more you. Anyhow, with your permission, I'll spread around that a certain stallion is otherwise occupied as soon as you let me know to do so.
Luna nodded, promptly sitting on the ground with a sigh.
Are we that easy to read? I was not expecting such a conversation.
The alicorn mumbled.
Not usually, but when the sergeant enters the conversation? Totally.
The mare remarked casually.
Nobody else has noticed though. Not yet. But my lips are sealed, of course.
Luna sighed, not able to keep a smile off of her face.
Where is shifting now? Chanting as usual. That guy is a machine.
Luna nodded, waving a wing to her personal guard.
Then perhaps it is time that we get our old sparring equipment. I'll answer Shifting's question myself and be back in time for a few sessions of Night Court.
As the princess left towards the training area, Spear Note returned with a curious tilt to his head.
Was that Princess Luna? What did I miss?
He asked his companion.
Yeah, but nothing important. Just mere stuff.
Dancing replied cheerily, prompting Spear to sigh.
Alright then.
The wooden dummy shattered under Shifting's hoof, the stallion ducking a swing from one of the other training mannequins. Twirling on his hind legs, he lashed out with his closest hoof, sending the other offender plowing into the stone wall across the room. With a simple spell, the sergeant paused the mannequins, trotting over to get some water. He still had a few more hours before his training session, and this was always a good bit of practice. I wonder if Luna will accept. I'd certainly think it'd be fun. As was more frequently occurring, the stallion found a smile on his face at the thought of the Night Princess. But how to address the other issue? Perhaps I'll simply ask. Make sure that this isn't a total misunderstanding. His smile fell slightly, Shifting rubbing a slightly sore muscle in his forelimb. Perhaps that's all in my head. I've never really been the best at discerning between close friendliness and flirting, and for 1,000 years of living, I've little to no experience to draw upon. Best ask to make sure that there even is something, and then I can just...
Shifting?
The sergeant's ears immediately perked up, saddening thoughts whisked away on the soft voice that reached his ears. Luna, The eloquent's body shimmered with a thick layer of magic, a few simple metal plates adorning her frame.
We wanted to take up your offer on sparring, if it is still applicable and a good time.
Luna remarked, definitely trying to hide a smile at seeing Shifting's gaze. She's always looked gorgeous in armor. Yes, sure. I assume that's training armor? Shifting asked, prompting a nod.
Indeed. Normal material is insufficient. This metal is enchanted with a powerful dampening spell. A hit from you or my sister is softened ever so slightly. It allows us to not hold back physically, at least.
Luna explained, Shifting becoming a bit pensive. Is there a chance I could find a smaller set? Luna couldn't help but giggle as Shifting's eyes lit up when she summoned said item into existence, pulled from one of her many storage portals. So we can hit each other full force? Shifting asked as he put the equipment on, another laugh reaching his ears as the Alicorn nodded, not able to resist a smile as well.
Indeed. Besides, these walls have seen much worse.
Feeling the spells activate, the stallion was all smiles as he took his place in the arena, Luna doing the same. So, how do you want to go about this? Just physical blows, I assume, since with your magical power you could quite literally flatten me. Shifting remarked, prompting yet another giggle.
Yes, I will refrain from using magic as much as we can, but be warned, I may react instinctually at times if you hit me.
Luna said, prompting a shrug. Understandable. I may do the same, honestly, as fair warning. I can deflect spells well enough, but a full magical attack from you, though, would turn me into paste. So... Luna lowered herself into a guarded stance, wings slightly spread with a smile.
Hit us if you can.
Shifting grinned, the pair dancing around as the distance slowly closed. His first strike was blocked, but Luna left an opening. She's rusty. I've been practicing for a good 1,000 years, but Luna, not so much. A strike from Luna pushed Shifting back slightly as he took the blow to a forelimb, but the stallion quickly ducked another strike, spinning on his hindquarters to land a buck straight into Luna's chest. The alicorn flew backwards, slamming into the wall with enough force to crack the solid stone. Luna, are you... Shifting's words slid away like a morning mist, his eyes wide in surprise. An excited, almost feral grin was now plastered on Luna's features, the alicorn craning her neck as she lowered herself into a battle stance. Uh-oh. Silty Stone trotted along the path, making her way to the guard training grounds for a bit of early practice before the official lesson. The others were already there and eating a fresh meal, having slept in the barracks while she had dashed home to visit her family briefly.
It's always nice to see them, but a bit of a journey. Wait.
The hiss of magical spells and a cracking of stone caught the Thestral's attention, prompting the Bat Pony to poke her head into the princess's training area. Her eyes widened in surprise, and Silty promptly ran the entire way to the mess hall a few minutes away, galloping down the slopestone entrance to the guard training center. Skidding to a stop on the wooden floors, the mare panted as she gestured outside the doors, over 30 pairs of curious eyes turning her way as the Thestrals paused during their meal.
The drill sergeant is sparring Luna!
The entire mess hall promptly emptied in a mad dash, the recruits running pell-mell to the stone tunnel, crowding together to watch. Silty's eyes widened as the pair clashed again, Luna apparently sending a beam of raw energy towards the stallion. A tan shield snapped into focus, deflecting the magical strike into a dozen different harmless rays. Luna's follow-up strike slammed against the shield, her blow causing the artifact to crack as the sergeant skidded backwards. Shifting ducked another swipe, delivering another 1-2 punch to Luna's chest and head before ducking a swipe of the alicorn's wings. His eyes were narrowed, the pony growling briefly as a familiar maroon glow surrounded them. For a moment, the drill sergeant seemed to have an almost malevolent aura. It was then gone, lost in the blur of motion as the two clashed again, the blow sending the other skidding across the solid rock.
They're so fast!
Dude, the anticipation of who's gonna win. You know, I have a feeling that Shifting Sands is gonna win, just because of his combat prowess and how long he's been training, but who knows? Hell, it could even be a tie. Anyways, let's get on to our agile donators. Top donators: TacoCat598, Peter Coulthard, J Tinman, Darkside, Gauntlet, and Only One Thing. Zar630, Strix, Raiden, Narwhals, Black Moonheart, Drake Lovedragon, Pastel Skies, Austin Roland, Crazy Killer 557, Stu Hex, Dospo, Madman Stan, Delta Omega, Jack Hadge, RuneScythe 9852, Hunter Norman, Stephen Bingham, LineGod12, and many more fantastic people. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.